There we go. Okay. Yes. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to our training session tonight. It's going to be our department commander, Chip Kossow, doing our training on flag etiquette. And I put my cap on. Before we begin, we're always going to show our honor to our colors. So if everybody could please stand and render a hand salute. Two. Thank you very much. And Commander, it's all yours.
All righty. All right, can everybody see my slides okay?
Yep.
Awesome. So the Second Continental Congress passed the flag resolution on 14 June 1777, which stated, resolved, the flag of the 13 United States be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a field of blue, representing a new constellation. That's a depiction of the flag right there. And clearly there were the Betsy Ross version of it. There's some speculation and not much records on it. So they talk about either of them being the first flag. The National Flag Code was established, let me see, was established on 14 June 1923 by representatives of over 68 organizations headed by the American Legion's National Americanism Commission. The code drafted by that conference was printed and given nationwide distribution. The flag code then established just advisory rules for display and care of the flag. And then on 22 June 1942, the National Flag Code became public law and signed into actual law, but they didn't have any actual punishments established for violations of the law. Since its inception, our flag has gone over 26 different changes. The current 50-star flag became the official American flag on the 4th of July, 1960, after Hawaii was added as a state. And Hawaii was added on 21 August, 1959. The American Legion, on its annual legislative agenda, has a paragraph in there, or a want in there to protect the American flag. We want to put some actual teeth back into the flag law itself. And they urge Congress to approve the amendment to the Constitution that it will allow, my apologies, that would allow Congress to prohibit the physical desecration of the United States flag. And additionally, the American Legion urges Congress to pass the Flag Code Modernization Act of 2021, and that's in the legislative agenda. If you pull that up on the American Legion, legion.org. Conduct during the Pledge of Allegiance. When not in uniform, when not in military uniform, men should remove their headdress with their right hand and hold it at their left shoulder, thereby resting their hand over their heart. People in military uniform should remain silent and face the flag and render the military salute. Now, I know that the Scouts actually do their two-finger salute while they're giving the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, I'm a purist when it comes to the law. That is technically against the flag code, but I'm not going to tell them not to. During the national anthem, when the flag is displayed, all present should stand at attention. Men not in uniform should remove their headdress with their right hand, hold it over their left shoulder, thereby placing their hand on their heart. And individuals in uniform should give a military salute on the first note of the anthem and maintain that position until the last note. And of course, we now have a law in place where veterans can also salute during the national anthem. Now, if the flag is not actually present during the national anthem, or you're outside the stadium or venue where the national anthem is being played, and you can't physically see the flag, you should act accordingly, just like we talked about with the flag present, and just face the music as if the flag was being displayed there. When flying the flag or presenting the flag, it should always be allowed, or it should be allowed to fly free, unencumbered by being trussed up or hung or anything, just free as our country should be. The flag should never be displayed with the Union of the starred blue canton down, except as a single signal of dire distress in instances of extreme danger to life or property. Now, clearly, in recent years, we've seen a lot of people flying this as flying it upside down as a kind of a protest to America and what they think is wrong and things going on. So just understand that this is an actual distress call. And if you do that, people should come up and see if you're okay. The flag should never touch anything beneath it, going back to the fly free. Now that porch display there, it's got it obviously trussed up across that ladder. And on the truck display, when he's driving, it's actually flying free, but you can clearly see the flag is large enough that once he stands still, that flag is just bunched up in the bed of truck, probably on a bunch of beer cans and getting soiled and damaged. And that's the purpose of allowing it to fly free. You don't want it to get it soiled and damaged. Now, clearly, in both of these instances, these people are displaying their patriotism. I wouldn't try and chastise them for this, but I may point out, that the flag code doesn't actually allow them to do or to display the flag this way, and they could be causing it to be soiled or damaged. But clearly in their hearts, they're doing this because of their patriotism. The flag should never have placed on it or attached to it any mark, insignia, letter, word, number, figure, or drawing of any kind. Again, we come back to this flag. It says, "I stand." Clearly, it's talking about the respect that you have for standing for the flag itself. But by putting the "I stand" on the flag, it actually is going against the flag code. Now, I remember growing up, people always told me, well, once the flag hits the ground, you got to burn it. You can't allow that disrespect to the flag. Well, that's actually not true. The flag, if it becomes soiled or torn, it should be mended when necessary. And then, of course, once it can no longer be mended, that it is so tattered it can no longer be a fitting symbol of the United States, it should be destroyed in a dignified manner, preferably by burning. Now, anybody that's paid attention over recent years know that burning our polyester flags and anything other than cotton creates fumes and toxic chemicals entering the air. So I know at my post, I have a veterinary clinic right in my neighborhood that has a crematorium. And they have volunteered to let us bring in all those polyester and nylon flags, and they'll take it into their crematorium and retire them by fire. And clearly the crematorium is designed to capture and all the chemicals that are being produced by the burning flags and allowed to burn nice and clean, or at least capture those chemicals. The flag should never be used as for any advertising purposes. It should not be embroidered, printed, or otherwise impressed on such articles as cushions, handkerchiefs, napkins, boxes, or anything intended to be discarded after its temporary use. Advertising signs should not be attached to the halyard or the staff of a flag either. It really irritates me when you go into a store and they're having some special 2-for-1 sale, and of course they adorn the rack of the whatever they're selling with American flags and all kinds of stuff. That really chaps my butt. And even more so if I go to somebody's picnic, especially on the 4th of July, and we have U.S. flag napkins and plates and all that stuff, and people just wiping their mouths with it, throwing their barbecue on it, and next thing you know, it ends up in the garbage. That is really disheartening to me. The flag should never be used as part of a costume or an athletic uniform, except that a flag patch may be used on the uniform of military personnel, firefighters, police officers, and members of patriotic organizations. So the lady on the left, she's got an American flag on a shirt. Now, technically, that's illegal unless you put the American Legion or the VFW or the DAV on the sleeve or something, or some kind of symbol. That turns it into a patriotic organization, and wearing the flag patch is acceptable at that time. Now, again, back to my purist, some people will look at that subdued flag on the uniform and say, well, that's not technically a real flag because it's not red, white, and blue. In my view, it goes to the reasonable person standard. If somebody that's reasonable were to look at that patch and determine that it is the American flag in a subdued version, to me, that is still a flag. So clearly it's on a military uniform and authorized for wear. Now, this is one of my favorite singers, Kid Rock. He literally just cut a slot in the flag and pulled it up over his head as a poncho. I understand in his heart he's doing it because he's very patriotic. However, that is a huge no-go. I even go so far as to the shirt on the right. Now, while that's not actually a physical flag, it is a correct representation of the flag, so much so that a reasonable person standard could look at that and say, yep, that's the United States flag. So again, I won't chastise him for wearing it because I know he's doing it for patriotic reasons, but I personally won't wear a flag on any of my shirts. And the rules say the flag should not be used as wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery, or for any covering of a speaker's desks, draping a platform, or for any decoration in general, clearly except for a coffin. Now, if you want a patriotic effect for decoration, they make bunting of blue, white, and red stripes. And if you display that bunting like it's depicted there, the blue stripe should be at the top. Can anybody tell me how the flag is to be displayed on the coffin? Can you tell where the individual inside the coffin is in relation to that flag?
The stars are at the head.
The stars are, the canton with the stars in the blue field are at the head and over the left shoulder. And then when you carry the casket, you always carry it feet first. So just a point of information. Now, you look at this proud Navy guy displaying his newborn child in a flag, illegal. The flag should never be used as a receptacle for receiving, holding, carrying, or delivering anything. Though again, you can tell that the person is very patriotic, and they equate the birth of their child with their respect for the American flag. So I may mention it at a later date, but wouldn't talk about it here in this instant. Displaying the flag indoors. When it is laid flat against a wall, the canton with the white stars should be in the upper left as the viewer looks at it, or as the code says, the flag's own right. And that's something I remember talking to my wife. She just didn't understand what I was talking about by the flag's own right. So if you were to treat the flag as a person standing there looking at you, the flag's right side is the left side to the viewer. And that's about the simplest way I can describe it. So whether the flag's horizontal, as in the depiction on the left, or vertical on the right, the canton is in the upper left as the viewer's looking at it, or the flag's own right. Gold fringe flags were introduced by the United States Army in 1895 for patriotic effect, to make it all trussed up. Now, typically, these flags are still used today, but typically they're used by the U.S. military or patriotic organizations, because I know my post has one with the gold fringe on it. And they're clearly more expensive. When the flag's on display, it is accorded the place of honor, always in a position to its own right and placed to the right of the speaker or staging area or any sanctuary. And if other flags are there with it, they should be to the left, as in the military display below or at the podium above there with the American Legion's national flag. When another flag is used with the flag of the United States on staffs that are crossed, the United States flag will be on its own right or to the viewer's left, and its staff will be in front of the other staff. And I don't know if you could notice that, but the actual flag staff is directly in front of it. I know my old military unit had one for their guidon, and so they have a box with that purposely puts the U.S. flag in front of our unit flag, made it nice and simple, except for when some kid set it up and they put the flag on the left side, which is at its own left, which is inappropriate. When displaying the flag outside, it should be raised briskly and lowered slowly and ceremoniously. Now, in the Army, they had to explain that or give us a cue by playing Reveille when the flag goes up in the morning, and To the Colors when the flag goes down in the afternoon. And those songs Reveille is 18 seconds long, and To the Colors is about 40 seconds long, depending on who's playing it. Now, they said they were making it easy, but I always found it difficult, having been on many flag details, to time it perfectly, where the flag gets all the way up in 18 seconds, and then at the end of the day, all the way back down in 40 seconds. So clearly that's something that needs to be practiced. Back to that point, does anybody not know what the colors or Reveille are in To the Colors? I have them for you. This is Reveille. And to the colors. Very nice. That brought back some memories. All right, let me share my slideshow again. And that, can you check that chat? All right.
And are you there?
Yep.
Okay, so John, oh, I gotta find it again. Every time you move this screen, it changes everything. He says, can read and see you all.
Okay, that's good. Thanks, John. All right. When the flag is displayed from a staff projecting from a window, balcony, or building, the union should be at the peak and of the staff unless the flag is flying at half staff. So on the left-hand version there, you see a house flag just hanging off that little post clip that you can do on your front porch. It's hard to put those flags at half mast. Sometimes they'll hang them horizontal when they're showing mourning, but it's kind of difficult to do that from a regular house flag. But the one on the business down there on Wall Street, you can see it's got its own halyard on the post, so you can bring that back down to the half mast position during mourning. So just something to think about.
Commander? Oh, we got two of us, Chip.
Go ahead.
So
Ma'am?
I just wanted to say real quick on the half staff for people that don't have the ability to lower their home flag at half staff, they now have a black ribbon that you can actually hang to
Oh yeah,
show,
I've seen those.
yeah, to show that your flag is at half staff.
Cool.
That's
Who's
what
the
I was
other
gonna
guy?
say.
Henderson.
Yes,
Anderson, that's what you were going to say?
it is exactly, and that's available from Emblem Sales as well.
Oh,
And
very
Lowe's.
nice.
A lot of the hardware stores have started carrying them as well.
You two are of like mind. When another flag is displayed from the same flagpole, clearly the United States flag should be at the top. And I personally fly a POW MIA flag on my same pole at home, just like it's depicted there. But there's one weird exception. During a church service on a Navy ship, the church pennant may be flown above the United States flag as depicted on the right. I bet you we'd probably all be hard pressed to see that in action.
Yeah.
The flag should be displayed only when the weather is fair, except if you have an all-weather flag. There are those nylons and polyesters. Those are typically all-weather, so you can fly them when you desire. Now, when a flag is displayed over a street, the canton with the white stars need to be either to the north or the east. And what that means, if the street runs north-south, the stars should be on the east side of the street. And for streets running east-west, the stars should face the north side of the street. And the same thing, if the flag is suspended over a sidewalk, the union should be farthest away from the building that it's being protruded from. Now, ordinarily, the flag is only displayed during sunrise to sunset, but the flag code permits nighttime display when a patriotic effect is desired. But that flag shall be illuminated when it's displayed at night. And I've got ground-mounted spotlights right now at my house because I fly it 24/7. But I don't like the effect that those give. Sometimes, you know, the wind will blow the spotlight off, or more importantly, when I'm walking down my own front sidewalk, I'm blinded by my own spotlight shining on my flag. So this one depicted here, they've come a long way. That they are solar charged, and they pretty much will burn all night with the LED lamps and stuff that they've got nowadays. By presidential proclamation, the flag is displayed continuously at certain honored locations like Arlington, the Marine Corps Memorial, and Lexington Green. Now, the flag in mourning. To place the flag at half-staff or half-mast, the flag goes all the way up to the top, and then it's lowered to the halfway position when it's being raised. And then when it's brought down in the afternoon, the flag should be raised all the way back to the top before it is lowered down and removed. Now, on Memorial Day, the flag is displayed at half-staff from morning when it's raised until the noon, and then at full staff for the remainder of the day. The flag is to be flown at half-staff during for mourning the death of a current or former president. Otherwise, the flag is ordered to half-staff by either the president or the governor of the state you live in. Now, I know in recent years, they seem to be directing the flag go to half-staff for just about everybody that passes away. And that's kind of concerning to me, because that the flag at half-staff should be for a dignitary and not just anybody that passes away on the street. So keep that in mind. When used to cover a casket, as we talked about before, the union is at the head and over the left shoulder. And clearly the flag does not go into the grave with the casket when it's being buried. And then the flag shall be flown at half-staff on Patriots Day, which is September 11th. Now, the flag code is easily found online. Everybody should have them a copy. I got a nice government printed model that I like to hand out. I got several of them when I'm doing flag events, or especially out on a Flag Day celebration at the school. I love giving this presentation. So find that. You can get those printouts. You can order them from legion.org or Emblem Sales. They're out there for everybody. And that's part of our Americanism, is we need to be teaching respect for the flag. So, are there any questions?
I have one.
Yes, sir.
So what about creative/artistic expressions? What came to mind was the slideshow you had with the porch and the truck. It looks like the flag was set in a particular way as a display. What's the rulings for those? Because I see a lot of stuff. Now, obviously, the Kid Rock and that type of stuff is not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of more of in a patriotic themed stuff. Sometimes you see it that way.
Right.
Yeah, if you go back to that other one, because it looks like it was set on that wooden, yeah.
Fat fingers, okay.
See, it looks like it was set in a particular manner because it's tied at the top. So yes, it's touching stuff, but it seems to be in an artistic manner. So I was wondering what because I didn't see it covered.
It's not specifically covered. So it's up to your personal determination of the flag code. So there's the statute right there on that side. The flag should never touch anything beneath it. So the purist in the flag code would say that that is forbidden in both of those instances. However, just like you're saying, Doug, it's somebody's artistic expression, and they're clearly doing it for a patriotic effect. So I I personally wouldn't try and make them take it down. I would explain to them what the flag code says, and then if they say that, oh, I think I'm fine, I'm doing it for patriotic measures, I'd be, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'd rather see somebody doing it for patriotic reasons than not having one at all.
Absolutely. And I agree, Doug. That's why when it came to like the flag shirt, the guy next to Kid Rock,
Right.
now that's clearly not a flag. It's imprinted on the t-shirt itself. Me being the purist when it comes to flag code, I don't think that's allowed.
See, I would agree with you. I'd say no on that, but I'd probably lean towards a yes on that porch display.
Fair enough. And that's your determination right now. Clearly, there are no punitive measures to the flag code, so you really can't do anything unless you want to protest in front of that guy's house. Does that help, Doug?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm just wondering.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So I have
Any
a
other-
question. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I just sent you a picture that I need you to pull up, and I'm gonna, if you can stop sharing the screen, I'm gonna try to put it up here on for everyone to see.
Carry on.
Well, I gotta wait to see. Oh, I can't do it. Nope, can't do it with that little thing behind me. So I need you to share that photo that I just sent you, and then I'll ask you the question about it. Because this came to me from the All Veterans Honor Guard.
Did you email it or text?
I texted it to you.
Well, my computer and my phone don't talk to each other.
Can you just hold your phone up?
Oh.
We're all backwards, Larry.
Okay, it's upside down. So what
It
are
is
you
on mine
looking
too.
at?
So, and if anybody has ever purchased a flag from Flag and Emblem, like this one was, if you blow that up, you can see where it has the American Legion flags.com. Yeah, so see how that is setting over the Union. And so the All Veterans Honor Guard, there's a couple of people that are getting wound up over this because of course the Legion says no touchy, right? So I suggested that they write a resolution to flip that over so it's now on the binding of the flag and not touching on the Union. But I was just wondering if you knew anything about that.
So it's sewn in the binding itself,
Right.
but it hangs over the actual
Right.
flag. So every time I pull a flag out of my box, I rip that tag off of it because it's touching my flag. So I'm the purist on that. It shouldn't be touching my flag, but it's easy. It's very easy to remove.
Is it? Okay. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure because I've not ever purchased one from there before, but
Right.
Okay, I'll let.
Well,
well,
I'll tell
Larry
you
can
this about,
let
I'll
the
tell
All
you this
Veterans
about
Honor Guard know.
emblem. I'm sorry, go ahead.
If Larry, you can let the All Veterans Honor Guard know that, please, since you're on that team.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. And then you can be backwards too.
The emblem looks good, but you're backwards.
So what I wanted to tell everybody, and I tell everybody out there, I carry flags in my truck. So when I see a tattered flag, I'll go knock on a door and say, hey, I have a brand new flag for you. Can I retire your old flag? And a lot of them tell us, well, that's very kind of you. And then I always tell them about Emblem Sales, because Emblem Sales has by far the cheapest American-made flags that I've seen on any website, unless you got a special passcode or something. I always tell them about Emblem Sales. So my community center, my fire stations, my sheriff substations, they all have Emblem Sales website because they go buy those 6x12 flags down there, cheapest price bar none anywhere around.
Yeah, Chip, I just bought 100 of them for downtown Castle Rock. So they're considerably cheaper than other places.
Absolutely. And if you get them when they put their order code in, it always asks you down there,
Yep.
if you want to donate to a post, give them, make sure they know your post number. They can put your post number in there and you get pennies back on the dollar for everything, every time somebody buys a flag.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely. All right. Any other questions?
That was darn good.
Well, thank you, sir.
Oops.
Well, I don't know if John's trying to talk to us or if he's on the phone, but John, if you can hear us, do you have any questions for us? And just reply in the chat.
Take that as a no.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Well, that's all I have, Annette. You want to wrap it up?
Well, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody for coming on tonight, and please pass the word to the SAL, throughout the SAL, the auxiliary, and hopefully next time we can get at least one rider on here this year. And thanks again, everybody, though, for coming out and attending tonight and taking some time out of your evening. Everybody have a good night.
Good
All
job.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
Good night.
Thanks. We'll see you.
Night.
Night, John.
See ya.